everybody, welcome back to the channel. What we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to look at ways to diagnose and fix a fault with Sat-Nav and the radio in the BMW E65 7 Series. What I'll do, I'll turn the car on, turn the ignition on, no need to start the engine, wait for the iDrive to fire into life. Turn the fans down. Okay. As you can see, the iDrive's booted up, but no radio stations are being displayed on the screen. Also, you can see that the CD changer and the CD drive are both greyed out, and clearly the Sat-Nav is not booted up as well. And it will just stay like this. We'll get absolutely nothing from it. Another fault we should get as well is when you open the door with the lights left on. Normally you would get a bong warning you that that's happened, with obviously the parking lights on warning displayed on the dash. However, when the modules when there's a module fault on the most circuit, you get the warning on the dash, but you don't get the audible alarm, which has on a couple of occasions caught me out, and I have ended up leaving the side lights on for a couple of hours. However, I've been lucky that I haven't left it long enough for the battery to be flattened. Okay, the problem here is caused by a failure of one of the modules on what's known as the MOST circuit. Now, MOST, M-O-S-T, stands for Media Orientated System Transport, and what it basically is a fiber optic loop which runs all the way around the car in a series configuration. So it goes from one module to another, to another, to another, and each of the modules acts as a bridge to the next. So what the purpose of the system is to be a high bandwidth media system. Now, things like basically the audio system controller, which is the ASC unit, is the master module in the whole system, and it controls everything else. But the CD changer, the Sat-Nav, the telephone module, and the voice processor, or the SVS, I think it's called, is also part of the system, but they are slave units to the ASC unit. Also, if your car's fitted with Logic 7, that will also be another one on it. And also the radio module, which sits in the C pillar, is also part of that system. So what we need to do in order to diagnose the problem is work out which of the modules has actually failed. In order to do that, we need a couple of tools which I've picked up off of Amazon, and I'll show them in a second. But in order to do it, what we need to do is remove that module from the system and bypass it. Now, obviously, we don't know which module it is, so it's a process of trial and error and elimination. So what we'll do, we'll unplug each module in turn, we'll bypass it using the tools, and if the system springs into life, or the functions that should be there, minus obviously the bypass module, work, then we know that we found the module that's the problem. If we check all the modules and we don't get any improvement, then the high likelihood is it's the ASC unit which needs to be replaced. There is no way of bypassing the ASC unit because it's the master controller. So unfortunately, the only way around that is to actually swap it out. As I said, the radio module is in the C pillar on the passenger side on a UK car. The Sat-Nav voice processor module is in the boot on the passenger side. CD changer lives behind the dash under here, so to get that out is a bit of a pain, but we'll do that one last if we don't have any joy with any of the modules in the boot. So without further ado, let's get in the boot and have a look. Okay, so here we are in the boot. As you can see, I haven't used this car for about a week, and the trees are pollinating, so my entire car's covered in pollen and little bits of leaf and what have you. But what we're going to be doing is we need to pull these panels out of the boot. Let's take this out, because that's going to be in the way. That can come out as well. Okay, what we need to do is we need to get into here. There's a Sat-Nav module. The voice control module is behind here. So we'll take this panel out. It's held in with these little clips here. This will need to come out, which again is just a few more clips. Get that out of the way, and then this will come out really easily. So let's crack on and do that first. Okay, the tools you're going to need to do this is just a flathead screwdriver, and if you've got a trim removal tool as well, this is perfect. These can be picked up really cheaply. They're only a couple of quid on sites like eBay and what have you. But they do make getting these little trims out a damn sight easier. Just like that. Look, that one's, and it does it all. Usually without any damage. Sometimes though, like these ones here, you can't get that in, so you do need to have a flathead screwdriver to hand in order to get them out. But they all come out pretty easily. Pop the seal out, making sure that when you put it back later that you do fit it correctly. Otherwise you'll have water in your boot and you don't want that. Okay, put that to one side. Keep all them together. I think we've got another one up here, yep. That's it. Okay, once all the clips are out, just pop this out. This little plastic cover will reveal a little bolt. Well, it's two little bolts actually. Once you remove the cover, two positive drive screws underneath. Okay, that's them. Keep all that together, and then that's it. Nothing else holding it in. Put that to one side. Okay. So under here we've got a voice control module. We've also got the telephone module. This needs to come out in order to access the other. There we are. So these are the three modules that we can access in the back here. Now the most circuit is this one here with the green wire on it, and as you can see on the Sat-Nav it goes to the back. So what we're going to do is we'll have to take these bolts out just so we can get to the back of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to bypass them. Now in order to bypass them you need some special tools. Okay, the tools you're going to need are these. And all they are is a simple plug with a loop of fibre optic cable in them. These can be picked up. I think I paid about 8 quid for these on Amazon, so it's well worth investing in a couple of these, because it would cost you a serious amount of money to take this to BMW to get this diagnosed. And at the end of the day, you take this to BMW, they will be using exactly the same methods by which to diagnose this fault. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to take the bolts out, holding the sat-nav unit in position, and then what we'll do is we'll check all three of these modules and see if any of them are the problem module. Okay, just 4 8mm bolts. Okay, and that's the sat-nav module. Free so we can get access to the back of it. Okay, coming back to the tools, as I said, I've got a male and a female tool, which we will use probably at some point during the car. But what I've also got is I've got a modified BMW one. Now this is a genuine BMW tool, available direct from the dealer. However, what I've done is I've removed the innards out of it because the plug, this plug is effectively this one. Obviously, but the BMW own version. And what I've done is I've removed the innards from it. This one, you can't remove the innards and still retain some of the shrouding, because this shrouding I need in order to be able to fit it in. But I'll come on to that in a moment. Now, what we're going to do is remove the plug, and as you can see, the reason for this is because this, being the female one, and this being the male plug, won't fit. So what I can do instead is fit that one. And as you can see how it works, fibre optics, obviously light, it will come down one of these cables, it will go round and then back down the other one, and then it will go on to the next module and the next module and so on. So basically it goes in a big loop around the car. Now if one of the modules is down, the signal won't leak, will go into the module, but it won't come out the other side, and therefore won't get to the next module. Hence the reason why if one of the modules goes down, everything goes down, because the signal from each of the modules doesn't make it back to the ASC unit. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll start with this one. I'll bypass this just like that, and then what we'll do, we'll go into the side of the car, we'll start the ignition up, and if this is the faulty module, we should get radio and sat-nav. If we don't get any improvement, then what we'll do is we'll come back, we'll test the next module and the next module, and so on and so on. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, stick the key in. Right then, as you can see, there's no improvement. We've still got no radio signal and we've got no sat-nav. So it wasn't that module that's faulty, so we'll move on to the next one. And the next one, and we'll just keep trying each one till such time as I find the one that's at fault. Okay, so we can remove our tool. As you can see the light in the fibre optics there. We can plug that one back in because that module is not at fault. Okay, what we'll do next is we'll remove the cable from the ECE module. Now as you can see, this one, the tool will fit. So we can plug that in like that. Go back to the dashboard and try again. Well, still no dice. Next, sat-nav. Okay, unplug that one. Plug it back in. So, we can be fairly confident that those two modules are fine. Next one is the sat-nav module. And as you can see, that won't fit, neither will that one, so we've got to revert to our little BMW Frankenstein tool. Again, back to the front to try it. And there we go. As you can hear, we've got radio. I'll turn that down before YouTube give me a strike. But now we've bypassed the sat-nav, so obviously we're not going to get any sat-nav in the screen, but we've got radio. So what that tells us is that it is indeed the sat-nav module that's at fault. So as you can see, the telephone's now working, the CD changer. We select the CD in the changer. And there we are. It's playing the CD. Obviously, I can't turn it up to show you because the YouTube police will be on me. However, I'm happy with that. In as much as I know what the problem is, so I know that I need to have a look at the sat-nav module. And as you can hear, it's complaining now because it wants me to recharge the battery, but the bong did work. So that's again another thing that's a good indicator that we've bypassed the correct module. And it's good that it's not the ask module, because the ask module is kind of a last-ditch effort in the hope that it is that. Annoyingly, there is no way to test the ask module using these methods. So it's a case of trial and error, but we're there. So what I'll do, I'll have to source myself a new sat-nav unit and get it swapped out. But hopefully you found this video useful, and you can use it to diagnose your own most system faults in your E65 and also the E60 series cars as well, because they have the same or a similar system. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more from Kev Shed. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye. See you soon.